Hello Zodenites, what's good? Welcome back to Zode Talks. It's your boy Zode. I welcome you guys back. Alright, and as usual, I always start my video by thanking you guys because honestly, now you guys actually turn up for the boy. You guys turn up for the boy, and I always appreciate you guys. Alright, so thank you Zodenites. Thank you all. Also, if you're new here, please like, share, subscribe. It's just that easy. Like it's free of charge. Okay, no one is like you're not paying any money to do that. Okay, so please support the boy. All right, thank you so much. You guys know I don't like to waste time, so let's go straight to the topic. As most of you may know from my previous post, I've been based in Ireland for 2 years plus. Okay, now the topic today is dating in Nigeria versus dating in Ireland. This is gonna be the topic on ground. Now I need you guys to pay attention because this one is gonna be very interesting. Even when I was thinking about this, I was like, oh god, so there you have to talk about these things. Apart from questions relating to immigration and all, the second most popular set of questions I receive from Nigerians, especially the guys, are, they are so interested in the love life. If I've been with a white woman, if I've been with an Irish woman, how the dating space is over here. And guys, let's talk about it. Guys, before I proceed, I must let you know anything I speak on this channel, or rather on this topic, is going to be strictly based on my experience and what I've heard from the experience of people, alright, that are just like me in this country. I don't do any research. You should know this by now. The real ones will know I don't do any research on my videos. I just speak based on vibes and my experience, okay? And that's what makes it relatable. Thank you. Now, I say this to say whatever I say is not set in stone, okay? It's just experience. And people, it's subjective. Everyone's experience is different, but this is just mine and the experience of, people that I've had this kind of conversation with. For the purpose of clarity, I'm going to divide this video into two segments. The number one, I'm going to be comparing the women, how it's like being in a relationship with a Nigerian woman versus being in a relationship with an Irish woman. And then I'm going to give you guys, in the second segment, my personal experience. Let's talk about the differences. Number one, no billing. I know Nigerian girls are not gonna like this one, but it must be said, it is what it is in the end. Now, you see, in the mind of the average Nigerian woman, the moment you tell her you love her, or rather the moment you're in a relationship with her, it's like you owe her something. A Nigerian girl will tell you I love you, you tell her I love you too. But the moment you tell the average Nigerian girl I love you, she'll ask you to prove it. And what does prove it mean? You will spend the ego, you will spend the money. You have to buy her wigs, you have to buy her data, you have to buy her food, take her out. Basically, you are going to be spending. As opposed to the girls here, like these ones are not interested in your money. These girls are not interested in your money at all. Like when I say at all, well, the ones I've seen so far are not interested in it at all. Just work. Just be doing fine, just be doing okay for yourself, just be able to afford a roof over your head and feed yourself and clothe yourself. Like that's literally all. Like when you say these people actually look for more, that they see money, they don't really see it as a necessity. Of course, money is good. If you have money, the more money you have, the better for you. Personally, I'm of the opinion that the Irish woman doesn't necessarily value or places value on a man based on how deep his pocket is, as opposed to the Nigerian woman that, her first detail, her first attention is to how deep the man's pocket is. I saw a tweet on X, or formerly known as Twitter, and the tweet said, if you want a Nigerian woman, or rather if you want a girl to fall for you, just buy a shawarma and that's it. I'm not a woman, but I felt a type of way, okay, because I was like, okay, do you know what, like this is really, really bad. And do you know the funny thing about this? Like, do you know the heartbreaking thing? It's true. I'm going to give you guys an instance. Now, there was this time in school, I was in 200 level. I ordered, if you know me, I know perfume. I love perfumes. I ordered a perfume from this girl. She was in my set, but I never knew her. I never heard of her. Someone linked us up and was like, okay, do you know what? She sells perfumes. I said, okay, do you know what? I placed an order. I ordered the perfume, and I went to meet her that night to collect my perfume. And she was like, oh, you know, you look so good. You're so nice. You're so fine. Blah blah. The usual compliments. And she gave me a number proper. She gave me a snap and everything. And she was like, we should actually hang out. We should, we should see some time. I know, as a guy, if you know what she's here for, right? And to be honest with you, to be fair, I really didn't want anything with her. So I was just like, okay, do you know what? Fine, cool, no problem. I think it was like months later, I was just bored in the hostel. I was like, okay, do you know what? Let me just go out. Let me just hang out. I texted this girl. I was like, yo, what's up? How you doing? Are you free? Are you busy? Do you want to hang out? Now, what I meant by hanging out, of course, was, let's just stroll, let's just get to know each other. I was just bored, basically. You get the point. Don't start thinking another thing. This girl was like, I forgot her all this while. I haven't even been checking on her. I was like, yo, I'm busy, so sorry about, the usual excuse. So she said something. She was like that she wants to hang out with me, but I have to motivate her. So, in order for her to come out of her hostel to come hang out with me, I just have to buy her noodles and eggs. And then when I buy it for her, I'm free to do whatever I want to do with her. I'll take her anywhere I want to, do whatever I want to do. And I'm just like, oh God, noodles and eggs. Seriously, the girls here are not that way. Like, these ones are not interested in your pocket. Definitely, if you have money, it's good. It's a plus. I'm never going to lie about that. It's a plus. But they don't really pay attention to it like the Nigerian woman. These ones are not hungry. Sorry to say, Nigerian girls, I know that you will not like this one, but it's just the truth. I know in the comment section, a girl will want to say, I'm not that way, I'm not for the money, blah, blah, blah. Yo, that's fine, okay? And that's why I said the average Nigerian woman. So it may be that you are not the average Nigerian woman. Congratulations. Let's move on to the next point. The second difference, okay, in the women or the relationships here is that gender role is not really a thing here. The man doesn't solely provide and the woman doesn't solely nurture. It's like they both do everything together. The reason for this is because, the economy is not smiling with anyone. Like, this Irish economy is not smiling with anyone at all. Things are so expensive over here. When it comes to strict gender rules, it's not truly realistic, number one, because of the economy. So that being said, if you don't want your woman to work, okay, if you would just want your woman to stay home and you be the sole provider, it's not realistic because they heavily depend on joint income in order to keep the household moving. If you see a man and his wife is not working, know that that man is making serious bread. No, he's making serious bread, or it's either the wife is schooling or she has an ailment and she's receiving serious bread from the government, if you understand what I mean. Yeah, maybe she has mental health issues or she has health issues in general. You can't work 9 to 5. Your wife works 9 to 5 and you always expect her to be the one doing all the cooking. It's not realistic. Let me just put it that way. So over here, gender roles is not really a thing like that. You see everyone here doing everything. The third difference I've seen is that over here, they start dating early. Dare I say, it's even encouraged as opposed to how we have it in Nigeria. You see, in a normal Nigerian household, if you tell your parents that you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend in high school or in university, they'll start crying, saying that you've gone astray. And meanwhile, the moment you finish university, they'll start asking you to present someone that you want to get married to that you've known for 10 years. Like, how does that work exactly? Like, our Nigerian parents, they do the most. In Nigeria, of course, we still date from an early age because we are just that stubborn. However, we try to hide it or we are not really open about it. But over here, they're actually open about it. As from 16 upwards, you are free to do whatever you want to do. However, just be responsible. From what I'm seeing here, the parents encourage their kids to be responsible and of course to always do whatever they're doing with protection. And if you think about it, that's actually a realistic thing because our parents started dating from young ages, so why did they just think that will become Mary and Maka and not have anything to do with anyone? Over here, they're actually open about their relationship with their parents or family members as opposed to how we have it in Nigeria. Difference number 4. Marriage is not always the end goal. In other words, the destination is the journey. In Nigeria, we heavily prioritize marriage. If someone is dating for 5 years and they're not married, they'll be like, yo, what are we doing here? Like, the girls especially will be like, what are we doing here? Can we just get married? You either let me know you're serious or, we end the relationship, things like that. But over here, marriage is not always the end goal. What I've noticed over here is that in most cases, marriage is like an afterthought. It's like a suggestion, if you understand what I mean. Don't get me wrong, they take marriage serious, but however, the goal is not always marriage when it comes to them. I can't count the number of times I've seen this, but there are so many couples I've seen, and you ask them, yo, how many years have you guys been married, just out of curiosity, or if you guys are having a conversation, some of them, they'll tell you, we've just been married for 2 years. You hear some of them 1 year, but they'll tell you of how they've been together for years. Some you even hear 15, some 20. Some will tell you that they've known each other for and been together since when they were 16 years old. That thing is really, really common. But this is what I must tell you. As much as marriage seems to be an afterthought, they take it seriously, yeah, and they celebrate it well. And as a matter of fact, one thing that you can do that's gonna piss a married woman off is to regard her as a miss when she's a missus. Oh God. When I was working as a customer service advisor. Whew. Yeah, let's say you see a name and you say Miss this. She'll correct you and say Mrs. please. Mrs. I'm married. So that's just an FYI. And also, please, if you are not sure of someone's status, just regard them as partners, okay? Don't say I saw your wife when they are dating. Nah, it's not. Please do not do that. Just say partner instead. Don't say wife. The fifth difference, they are so open about their relationship. Oh god, they are so open about it that it's that sometimes I literally feel choked. Yo, I went somewhere with my girlfriend. I did this with my girlfriend. My girlfriend is coming to pick me up. My boyfriend, bro, you don't have to tell me it's your girlfriend. You don't have to tell me it's your boyfriend. I don't have to know. Just say someone is coming to pick me up. Just say I went somewhere. You don't have to tell me who you went out with. So it's very common to hear things like that. And of course, PDAs. You can see people making out in the middle of the city center or something. Is very common. Okay, so guys, they don't hide it and they're so open about their relationship. As a matter of fact, it's like they carry it on their head, okay, and they're so proud of their relationship. Not that we are not proud of ours, but we just don't like to display it as much as they do. That's the thing. Personally, if I'm in a relationship with someone, it's by the special grace of God you know I'm in a relationship with someone. Let's say the first 2 weeks or so, I might just post our pictures once or twice so that you know that, okay, I'm in a relationship with someone. But after that, like, you won't know until, let's say, I just decide to tell you. But like, you can't just see me and guess that I'm in a relationship, okay? Now that doesn't mean my relationship is a secret. It's just how I am, if you understand what I mean. But don't be surprised if you just see someone posting their partners on their Instagram posts. You legit see them and their partners, okay? So like, they are so open about their relationship as opposed to how I have it in Nigeria. In Nigeria, we don't keep our relationship a secret. Don't get me wrong, I know we don't, but however, like, we just don't put it out there. Like, I'm going out with my boyfriend, I'm doing this with my boyfriend, my girlfriend, like, we don't do that. Okay, so now let's dive into the gist proper, and let me tell you all things I've noticed from my experience, and of course the experience of people that I've talked with, okay? Because gender roles isn't really a thing, as I said earlier on, it's like the line between male gender roles and the female gender roles, it's like the line that separates them is somehow blurred because of one reasons or the other. Valid reasons, of course. However, it creates this sort of power struggle. Now, not to them anyway, but like to me that is new to the system, to me that is new to the dating space, it creates this type of power struggle in the sense that the average Nigerian, like myself, will feel emasculated. It's like most of the women don't believe in being told what to do by a man, okay, because they're like, yo, you're not the boss of me, you don't have control over me. Now, last year, there's this girl I was saying, we were not in a relationship, we were just seeing each other. We planned to go out at night to a bar. In the bar, she was wasted, like she was drinking, she was dancing, she was having fun. And then something happened. Because she was too drunk, she fell down. And the thing with me is that when I'm going out, or rather when I'm out, especially in a place that I'm not familiar with people that I'm not familiar with, I don't like any sort of scene around me at all. I told her to drink less or drink something not as strong as what she's taking. The place was loud, okay? Of course, it's a pub, Friday night, music, everyone, everywhere, dancing, making noise and whatever. She told me in my ears, don't tell me what to do, don't tell me what to do. I looked at this girl dead in the eyes and I told her, I'm going to tell you what to do. And you're going to do it. If not, I'm leaving this place. Immediately, like, she just comported herself, she drank less. She just behaved herself for the rest of the night. The next day, because we went to our separate homes that night, the next day she called me, we're just talking about things, and then she mentioned the fact that I'm too authoritative or I'm too bossy. I know I'm that way. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I said yes, I'm that way. However, me acting this way, I do it in a very, very respectful way. She didn't understand what I meant and she asked me to explain further. And I said, when you're around me, everything I do is designed to keep you safe and to protect you. And she was like, okay, yeah, actually. And I asked her a question. I asked her a simple question. I was like, even when I boss you around, do you ever feel disrespected? Even when I tell you, okay, don't do this or don't do that, do you ever feel disrespected? She just smiled and she said, not really. And you see, she understood that. However, most of them won't understand that. Most of them will see it as a red flag because we're in Europe. And of course, as I said, main role, okay, as men is to provide and protect. We live in a world whereby it's equal opportunity. So that being said, women have bread too. Women can make money. Some women even make more than their partners, okay? So the provision is sort of blurry, but however, the protection cannot be blurry. That should never ever be compromised. Step up and protect your woman. That's what makes you a man. Ever since that day, this girl in question has been calling me Superman. Like, that girl is so crazy. If let's say we go out, or if you see the way she walks, like she just walks so careless, and she's like, yo, I'll protect her regardless. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh god, what have I gotten myself into? So right now, I'm at a point whereby if we ever hang out, I'm forced to hold her hands because I know that she's gonna do something crazy. Just be yourself, okay? Don't be scared to stand up and be a man. The ones that appreciate it, appreciate it. Simple. And of course, based on experiences, another tip I'm going to tell you guys, okay, is the fact that you never ever have to change the way you are. Don't change the way you are in order to fit in with someone. That's the worst mistake you will ever make. If you do not like a girl that smokes, don't consider getting into a relationship with a girl that smokes. It's just as simple. Don't say, do you know what if she leaves? What? Let her leave. You don't like it, you don't like it. Don't bend for anyone, because trust me, these people are not going to bend to you. That's a fact, okay? This is what I will always say. There's someone for everyone, okay? So don't feel too lonely, and don't say, I finally think I have a chance with this one. No. If you don't want a person that smokes, if you don't want a person that drinks, dead that thing. It's just that simple. And one more thing, when it comes to these dating apps, Bumble, Tinder, wherever, just forget them. If you are looking for something serious, you won't find them there, alright? You won't find them there. Apps like that are filled with people that just want to fuel their ego. Nothing more. I'm talking 90% of them. So trust me, don't even waste your time. I'm going to tell you something, and I'm saying this, I don't want to sound insultive, but it is just what it is. Girls here are actually easier to get compared to our girls in Nigeria. That's a fact. Like, the girls here, oh, okay, do you know what? Let me not call the girls here easier. The Nigerian girls are harder. Let me just put it that way. The girls we have in Nigeria are harder, okay? I think that's better instead of calling this ones easier. So that being said, if you want to enjoy, like, if you want to have fun, if you know what I mean, just dress up, look good, look nice, go to pub on a Friday night, and you'll find women that want you to take them home that night. Like, it's just that easy. Like, you don't have to stress it, okay? However, if you want something serious, yeah, it's not easy at all. It's not easy, and don't worry, it will not make sense now. But just watch on, and yeah. And I'm gonna explain that. Now let's get serious here, okay? Let's get touchy. Let's shake tables a bit, okay? Now, based on my personal experience, try to tell you what I've noticed, and I don't know why people don't put this out there enough. I don't know why people don't talk about this enough, okay? No, but what I've noticed is that most of these Irish girls, or rather, most of the girls here, don't like black guys like that. Or rather, not in the way that you may think. The black guys that come here, the Nigerians that come here, are deceived, okay? Because they can sleep with you, okay? They can date you. Short them. And when these girls mean short them, oh, they mean short them. Most of the time, they don't really see something long term with a black person. It doesn't make them racist, okay? If you as a white person don't want to marry a black person, that doesn't make you racist. If you are a black woman that doesn't want to marry a white man, that doesn't make you racist. It's just a matter of preference. And unfortunately, that's how most of them are. It can get so crazy that they don't even mind having children for you. Like, they don't even mind giving you mixed babies. That's just the funny thing. But however, when it comes to longevity, when it comes to, being serious, oh, trust me, you won't find them with you. And do you know how I know this is true? Do you know why I'm so sure of what I'm saying? Do you know why? Do you know how? Because we blacks are just the same way. Think about it. How many Nigerians really want to marry whites? It's just the same way we have it. We don't mind having mixed kids. The same way they don't mind giving you a child. Them giving you a child doesn't mean that they want anything long term with you. They just like the thought of having mixed babies. Same as Nigerians, okay? So guys, that's the thing, okay? And it turns out that most of them are this way. But of course, I feel it's not being spoken about enough because or rather, they are getting what they want as a then sex, they love, everything. But most of the time, it's just short term, okay? And the boom, 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 in the end, they'll end up with a white guy. The same way you end up with a Nigerian or whatever. So that's just it. From what I've seen so far, I'm not sure many of them want to end up with blacks. The same way I'm so sure many blacks or rather, many Nigerians want to end up with a white woman or a white man. Facts. Now, my final verdict, and what I think is that, honestly speaking, relationships with the girls, yeah, or rather with the Irish girls, is simply not my thing. And I'm going to explain something for you guys. You see, we as Nigerians have set the bar for being in a relationship and dating so high that it's sort of unrealistic and even unhealthy. Unhealthy and unrealistic to the point that when you go outside the country, it seems the perfect man or woman for a Nigerian is another Nigerian. And when I say another Nigerian, I don't mean these ones here that were born or raised here. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Nigerians, like the ones that were born and were raised in Nigeria. The little things you do for our Nigerian girls, if you do it for the girls here, it turns big in the sense that, let's say, if you open the door and allow her to pass through first, things like you always footing the bill, things like that, man, these girls will go crazy over shit like that because that's not the norm. You see, at first you like it, at first you feel appreciated, at first you love it so much that they appreciate these things like this. But however, that feeling doesn't last long. Do you know why? Because as time goes on, you want to feel some sort of reciprocated energy to the standards that you've lived all your life, and unfortunately this is where most of them fall short. What I've noticed is that when it's time to give back this energy, they simply can't, not because they do not love you or they do not adore you, but because they simply do not know how to. And with time, you tend to lose interest. And this is the reason why you see many people abroad coming back to Nigeria just to get married. You would ask me, Zode, can you marry a white girl? Yo, look, that question is you going too far. I don't even think I can marry a black girl that was born and raised here. I'm sorry, I don't think I can marry a Nigerian girl that was born and raised there because in the end, they're still European, if you understand what I mean here. I actually believe what I said. A Nigerian woman is meant for a Nigerian man. And that's why you see a lot of your relatives abroad coming back home just to get married. That's the thing. Because we are simply not impressed, okay? Now note, this doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with them. If anything, it's us, like, we are the issue. You understand what I mean? Yeah, because it's like we've raised the bar that the regular person won't be able to, get to that because it's unrealistic. But unfortunately, that's what we are used to. I must say this though, I must say this. Don't be surprised because, in this world, you can't help who you fall in love with. That's the fact. You can't help who you fall in love with. Don't be surprised if tomorrow you see that I get married to a white woman or to a girl from here. Alright, it's very possible anything can happen. That's my point. To be fair, some of the women over here actually reach that bar. You see that unrealistic bar that we Nigerians have set for ourselves? Some of them are able to meet it. There was this beautiful French girl. My, oh my. Hi, yeah. Look, I digress. I'm so sorry for digressing. Now, let's focus, my dear brothers and sisters. Let us be focused, my dear brothers and sisters. Let us be focused, my dear brothers and sisters. This guy and I were a thing, but however, we couldn't, make it to a relationship because she was in Ireland, or rather, she came to Ireland temporarily, I think it was for an internship or something like that, or something of the sort. So, I knew her late, and occasionally we just laugh at, how things turned out. And we just imagine how it would have been if we ended up together, Of course, like, we are just friends now, you understand, yeah? But, like, I'm just giving you an instance of how some of them can be exceptional, okay? That's just what I'm saying. So it's not like every Nigerian man that comes here or every Nigerian woman goes back. And do you know the funny thing? It's even worse for the Nigerian women that come here because, first of all, if you know anything about our Nigerian women, you know that they actually don't like white guys. That's just the truth, okay? It doesn't make them racist, it's just the truth. And the thing is that they do not necessarily want to end up with a guy from here because of the whole mentality, the thought process, and everything. Now, and they're so skeptical about going back home to get married, especially in this age and time whereby it's like everyone just wants to leave the country by hook or by crook. So, however, many men back home would disguise under the impression of marriage in order to lure these women to, sponsor their visas and everything. Then when they come here and get the green card, they go. So I think it's even worse for our women than it is the men, okay, because of the gamble that they have to take. Guys, just be careful. And my honest advice for you, I know this is cliche, but trust me, like, people say it for a reason, okay? Before leaving Nigeria, if you have a girl that you want, if you have a girl that you don't mind getting married to, if you have a girl that you really like, yo, do something about that. Honestly, like, do something about that. Start building something, okay? Because when you come here or when you move abroad, time flies, okay? And then boom, boom, boom. You've known each other for 3 years, 5 years. You go home, get married, and start your family, okay? Because if you're depending on the women here, trust me, you're gonna be waiting a while, okay? And so as I remember one time when I newly came here, I was having a conversation with my uncle, and he was like, "Yo, Zode, what's up? Are you single?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm single." He was like, "Oh God." He now asked me why I'm single. I explained to him that, so basically in Nigeria, before I left Nigeria, I was actually confused because in my case, it was in my case I knew that you can be single as a result of having so many options. Yo, I know if you're watching this, you don't like me saying things like this, but yo, I'm real here, okay, and that's just the truth, okay. So that being said, I was sort of confused on who to go for, that kind of thing. So when I told him about it, he understood anyway, but it was like, so there, you messed up. Like, my uncle used the F word. It was like, so there, you effed up. So there, you could have gotten a girl, all right, before leaving Nigeria. Just at least, just so a girl that you're sure that you're gonna get married to, because him, he's not married, okay? He's at that point whereby it's like he's stuck right now. Like, he has all the money in the world, but he just can't get married. So it was like, so there, you effed up, period. So yeah, that's just the thing, okay? That advice sounds cliche, but however, people say it for a reason. So guys, girls, yo, just have something serious, honestly, because as I said, girls over here are easy, okay? Okay. No. Girls in Nigeria are hard, okay? So that being said, if your intention is to have fun, you can easily do that over here. But if you want something serious, whew, man, you're gonna be waiting a while. You are gonna be waiting a while. So guys, I'm making this video to further explain my point. You see, when people like me that were born and raised in Nigeria with the Nigerian mentality, mindset and everything, when we go abroad, all right, so we end up subconsciously searching for people like ourselves, people that were born and raised in Nigeria that also moved to, Ireland, Europe, or other parts of the world. Now, as much as we Nigerians are social beings and we easily relate with people from every race, creed, and what have you, that there's only how far that relationship or friendship can go. So that being said, most of the time it doesn't work because, as I said, the whole expectations and everything and how we find it difficult to, navigate in both worlds, if you understand what I mean. So that being said, when people like me come over here, we end up searching for people like ourselves because of the whole mentality and mindset and all. Now, note, even the Nigerians here, it doesn't make them less of Nigerians, okay? The fact that they were born here does not make them less of Nigerians. But it turns out that, when it comes to the mentality, we just can't, we just don't see eye to eye sometimes, okay? And that's why I can tell you something for a fact. When people like me, alright, Nigerians that were born and raised in Nigeria, when we go over to other parts of the world, the Nigerians that we get married to are Nigerians like us, people that were born and raised in Nigeria that just moved over to the other parts of the world, or we go back home to Nigeria to find a partner, or as I said, there's always someone for everyone, someone to always tick our boxes. So that's just what I'm trying to explain. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to tease anyone. I'm not trying to be abusive or anything. It's just me speaking my truth based on what I've observed so far. So to my Irish queens, you guys don't have any issue at all. It's not your fault. It's not like the issue is not from you. All right, it's not you. It's us. All right, we are confused men trying to navigate in two different worlds at once. Okay, so don't think there's anything wrong with you guys. And so sorry if this felt offensive to a particular set of people. I know to an extent the Nigerian girls must have felt offended, then the Irish girls must have felt offended, but however, this is just me being real in the end, okay? Or rather, me speaking my truth, or whatever you want to call it. So guys, if you've come this far, thank you so much for coming this far. If you like this video, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe. If you didn't like the video, if you did not enjoy the video, also like, share, subscribe, because you don't know what I'm going through doing this. You guys think it's easy to talk. It's not easy to talk at all. Trust me, it's not easy to make content like this. So guys, I love you all, okay? Please like, share, subscribe. And that's all she wrote. I'm Zode, and I'm out.